Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our virtual ribbon cutting. You are in the right place. Thank you for joining us. My name is Fred Martin, and I'm pleased to welcome you here this afternoon. We're going to begin our festivities momentarily as we admit people from the waiting room. We're so glad that you took the time to join us today. Again, just a few logistical announcements. We are recording this event, so if you don't want to be part of that recording, please put your video on mute and stop the video. But typically what is being recorded is people that are being spotlighted and a video tour that we're going to be showing you in a few minutes as well. And we do want to hear from you as well, but we're going to wait to turn the chat feature on until after the program elements are completed and you can share your thoughts on what you've seen and best wishes and that sort of thing towards the end of the program. We've had a wonderful response for this event this afternoon. I think we want to begin by our regret that we couldn't invite you here personally. This pandemic has meant a variety of changes for our programming and ability to host visitors on the campus. And what we really wanted to do this spring was have an in-person reception and ribbon cutting and invite a variety of people to the campus and let you tour the facilities and see it firsthand. But unfortunately, pandemic restrictions, especially in the Waterloo region, have dictated that we cannot do large public gatherings at this time. So we do want you to keep in touch with us over the course of the next months. We do hope to have a larger on-campus event sometime in the fall, and then you can come and see what you helped to build. It's been very exciting to be part of this project, and it's so exciting to be able to be here on campus and to see the finished product. I think most people have been admitted from the waiting room now. We're at about 4:33. So again, just a reminder, you are muted, and we ask you to keep that way. And our speakers are going to be sharing some words before they cut the ribbon. And we have a video that has been produced by a former co-op student of ours that will show you the spaces in great detail and give you a good glimpse of the project and what we've been able to accomplish together. So I think at this point, I want to hand it over to our president, Marcus Shantz, to give us a few words of greeting and welcome. So Marcus, over to you.
Thanks, Fred, and welcome all of you, and thanks again for joining us at Grebel for our ribbon cutting ceremony today. Although this is a virtual event, the work we're celebrating is actual and it's real, and it's our expanded kitchen and dining room, which was completed just in the last few weeks, but work for this began at least 5 years ago in terms of planning, and then in earnest over the last couple of years. This whole area has been under construction. At all important college events, we take a moment to acknowledge that this college is built on the traditional territory of the Attawandaron, Anishinaabe, and Haudenosaunee peoples. The college and the University of Waterloo was built on the Haldimand Tract, which is land that was granted in 1784 to the Six Nations, which includes 6 miles on either side of the Grand River. And we repeat these words to remind ourselves that we're involved in the history of this land, and that history includes the displacement of Indigenous peoples. And we also repeat these words to remember our ongoing responsibility to work for justice and reconciliation and right relationships. A builder I know once told me that buildings have souls, and that buildings tell a story about the character of the people who built them. And maybe I'd like to say a few words about a few of that this building has already told me. I think this renovation obviously expresses our interest in hospitality and being a place where all are welcome and everyone can find a seat at the table. For the first time in many years, we now have a place where our entire college community can gather comfortably to share food together, and where we can welcome many more people from the wider community. Less obviously, I think this project expresses respect for the people who work here. We're blessed here at Grebel that our kitchen is staffed by a team of people who are committed to their work and who typically work here for many years. There's something personal about food, and that food is somehow more tasty, more nourishing, and better when you know the people who prepared it. And these people who are so important to us now, they work in a bright and modern space with up-to-date equipment and health and safety features. And you can see that just over my shoulder. Finally, I think this project says that we want to be one integrated college community. This expansion onto the patio where I'm sitting and the new staircase and elevator powerfully connect all parts of our campus, drawing us closer together. I'm going to try something and just shift this to show you. So this was patio, and now it's a path to the chapel. And the chapel, which had become hard to find in the college due to prior building projects and the growth of the college, has now been restored as a focal point of our campus through this project. So those are some of the qualities that I see in this project, and maybe you'll see others too. We can't wait for the day that we can welcome all of you here in person. But in the meantime, we've prepared a video that I hope will give you some sense of what this project has done for us. And I'd like us to show that now. Welcome to Grebel, and welcome to our new kitchen and dining room facilities. We're thrilled to now be using these new and expanded facilities, and we want to give you a glimpse into the spaces that you've helped us to build. You're part of a community of over 1,000 donors and students who donated to our Fill the Table campaign. And with this amount of support, we've been able to accomplish something quite amazing and beautiful. This project has been years in the making. As our college community has grown, our facilities needed to be expanded and upgraded too. In fact, the demand for more space has become so high that at community supper and end-of-term banquets, we often had waiting lists. And our kitchen, apart from a small renovation in 1991, had not been upgraded since the college was first built. As we began working to turn our dreams into reality, we were very excited when Grebel alumnus Brian Rudy and the architectural firm of Moriyama and Toshima made a proposal to work on this project.
It was really difficult to renovate the kitchen in any meaningful way in its current location because it's part of the dining room space. It's sort of fixed on both sides. Creating a new kitchen out of what used to be a hill on this side of the dining room actually gave us a few opportunities. One is it introduces a lot of natural light into the kitchen throughout the day, and then also reflecting into the west side of the dining room. The second advantage it gave us was that it sort of hid the loading dock and kind of hid that from the main entrance to the college. Of course, expanding the dining room was really the primary objective of this project in order to service both commie supper events and the term end banquets. So the main way to do that, we found, was to extend the dining room only just a little bit onto the outdoor patio. Adding just this little space, actually, along with expanding the dining room in that direction into the existing kitchen, allowed us to achieve that 300-seat target that we were aiming for. One of the early mandates that Connor Grebel gave us as architects to think about was how to connect the chapel to the dining room in a more satisfactory way. One of the issues was that there's noon hour concerts and events here in the chapel that are open to public, and the public coming in from the parking to the south here had no kind of clear signage to get through the building, and ended up through the stairs and corridors of the residence building to get to the chapel. So it was a bit confusing. We ended up at the end of the day expanding the dining room such that it was possible to add a feature stair right at the end of that corridor. And that stair brings you right up over top of an exit from the dining room below. And that gave us just enough space to squeeze this small elevator in here to make that connection both barrier-free and easy to see from the dining room.
We love the new dining room because it's so bright and welcoming. The upgraded patio is an important outdoor gathering space to eat together, hang out, and even play chess.
It's amazing to have access to a pantry to make late night snacks. Associates now have a place to put their lunches when they come to campus for the day.
This is a handy spot to make toast, snacks, and waffles.
We are so excited about the increased capacity here in the dining room for community supper in particular, and we look forward to reinvigorating this weekly gathering for faculty, staff, and students.
We are thrilled with our new spacious kitchen that has tons of natural light, lots of counter space, and upgraded equipment. We now have a baking area that has 2 convection ovens. We have 4 combi cookers. We have a tilting skillet, and we have my personal favorite piece of equipment, a charbroiler. This new equipment will allow us to add even more items to our menu. In addition to our hot food counters, our serving line also features a large salad bar, an ice cream station, a soup bar, and a special diets area. A large walk-in freezer and cooler and storeroom with high capacity shelving gives us ample space to store things for large events. We are delighted to have a dedicated area for preparing foods for students with special dietary restrictions. Washing dishes is a crucial task in any kitchen. We now have a beautiful dish room with a place for students and guests to self-sort their dishes. It's an open concept area, giving students and staff another opportunity to connect. It's so nice to have this new space.
Having more meeting space is important, and we are excited to have a private dining room for lunch meetings and hosting guests for special meals. The project has also expanded and reconfigured our storage space and created a staff washroom and changing area. The dining room has been outfitted with a new sound system and projectors for presentations at community supper and other events. Updated heating, air conditioning, and ventilation equipment along with our green roof helps reduce our carbon footprint. The pandemic did more than close barber shops. It also caused material supply issues and disrupted work routines. Despite the extra challenges related to COVID, Nith Valley Construction stayed in constant communication and worked diligently to bring the project in under budget. We want to give special thanks to our building committee for all the help in the planning stages for this project.
Our alumni, parents, donors, and friends have really stepped up to support this expansion. Our Fill the Table fundraising advisory helped to spread the word and build a broad base of support for the college. Thank you to everyone who contributed to this campaign.
Thank you.
Thank you for being part of a supportive community here at Grebel. We're gonna first do the ribbon cutting. This is an interesting task when it's virtual. So we've asked a number of people who have been involved in the project to have a ribbon. They can figure out themselves how to cut it. And I will read the order of people and we'll proceed unannounced. So it's me first, and then Savio Wong, Sherry Otterbein from Food Services, Paul Penner, Brian Rudy, Mary McPhee, Bob Zare, and I believe if Paul Figuth is here, he will conclude it. So I'll start, and we can offer some words of thanks as we do our ribbon cutting. So I would like to say thank you again to everyone who's been involved in this project, the architects, the engineers and other consultants, the builders and all the trades, and the donors who made this possible for us. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Wherever you are, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Savio Wong. I'm a member of the Field at Table Fundraising Advisory Committee. I'm here representing the committee and our chair, Ruth Ann, unfortunately could not be here today. You probably saw her in the video. She made an appearance near the end. I thought I would say a few words before I cut the ribbon. I hope that's okay. I attended U of W and I graduated in 1984. I know that's a few years ago. During my time there, I spent several terms living at Grebel. And it was here that I managed to develop some significant friendships. And it was here that I began to formulate much of my worldview. And the kitchen and dining room was an integral part of my Grebel experience. So when Fred asked me to join the Field at Table fundraising committee, I jumped at the chance, even though I really have no experience in fundraising. But I thought this will give me a chance to give a little bit back to the college. There are a lot of people we need to thank for such a significant capital project to happen. And I'm not going to be able to list all the people individually, from the Board of Governors to the staff, to the students, to the alumni, to the parents of the alumni, to the donors from the community, to the people who work on the project. And I'm sure I probably missed a few other groups. The point is that from the vision to completion, lots of people have contributed along the way. For that, I think we should be thankful. This new and expanded kitchen and dining room will play an important part in supporting and nurturing the future Grebelite. And without further delay, I'm going to do my ribbon cutting. This will be the first time in my life, so I hope it works out okay.
Hi, everyone. I can't tell you how fantastic it is to have such a beautiful space to work in. Many people have worked hard to bring this project from dreams to reality, and I am so grateful for all of their contributions. Many thanks to Paul and Ken from Kaizen for their creative work. Thanks to Steve Topp from Russell Hendricks for sourcing and installing some really great equipment. Thanks to Bob and Mike and Lyndon and the rest of the folks from Nith Valley for making it all happen. Thanks to the food services staff for their patience and grace as they worked in less than ideal conditions sometimes. And a special shout out to Steve Hole for his eagle eyes and attention to detail that saved us from more than one disaster. It is an honor and a privilege to work in such a beautiful kitchen, a place where good food and good memories will be made for many years to come.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to add my words of thanks to the many people who participated in the numerous visioning and planning committees for this project. We've been dreaming about a major dining room and kitchen renovation for well more than a decade, and we're just so excited to see it come to fruition. The formal planning started in 2015, and we've been going hard at it ever since. So to all of you, architects, engineers, builders, staff, faculty, students, and especially the building committee, thank you for your ideas, your suggestions, your critiques, and your support in making this project a reality. Here we go. Let's see if we can do this. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Rudy. I'm the lead architect for Moriama Tashima. I was very excited to get the call from Fred and Paul at the beginning of this project, and definitely immediately, due to the fact that this had to do with food, I immediately said yes without hesitation. I'm a big fan of food, probably since even before my days at Grebel. But you know, as a Mennonite, I think that's probably normal for most of us. It was absolute pleasure to work on this project. I had a lot of fun. Special thanks, of course, to the entire steering committee team, in particular Paul, Fred, Sherry, and Marcus, and the whole kitchen staff. It's been a real joy to work with you guys, and I'm really excited with what we've done. Here we go. Oh, I should do that on screen.
Hi, I'm Mary. I'm a student here, and I wanted to say thank you so much for creating a space for community building for students across all years, associates, residents, and apartment dwellers. We're so excited to be able to gather in larger numbers for community suppers and banquets, and are so excited by the expanded kitchen.
Hi, I'm Bob Zaire. On behalf of all of us at Myth Valley Construction and all our trades, we'd like to congratulate Conrad Grebel on the official opening of their new kitchen and expanded dining room. It's been a pleasure working with everyone, Sherry and Paul, throughout this process. No renovation of an existing occupied building is without its challenges, and COVID-19 has affected everyone in some way. And luckily, this project fit into the essential category through two provincial shutdowns, and we were able to keep moving forward despite delays in deliveries and reduced workforces. But now with the challenges behind us, the kitchen is fully operational and the dining room available for a full house when it's finally allowed. Again, congratulations to everyone at Conrad Grebel.
Hello, everyone. I'm delighted to see us finally get here. My name is Paul Figut, and I'm chair of the Board of Governors at Conrad Grebel University College. I was also a longtime resident at Grebel for many terms, and in fact, overlapping with Brian Rudy, our architect who just spoke. But I'm here today on behalf of the board. The board is ultimately the group that signs off on a huge capital project like this and says yes. But of course, it takes an enormous amount of work from other people to get a project to the board, and then a huge amount of work for people once the board says yes to make it happen. So thanks to all those groups and all to the people who contributed money, hours, efforts, skills, to sort of get us from an idea to really a fantastic space today. So on behalf of the board and for all of Grebel, I say a huge thank you and congratulations.
Thank you all. And so now we will invite Ed Jansen to deliver some words of dedication and blessing.
Glad to tie us together from the bottom of the stairs to this lovely perspective at the top, overlooking the patio in the lobby of the chapel. I want to open our blessing with words from Psalm 122. It's a psalm for climbing stairs. And whether it's ancient times or in the present, these words help us to celebrate the spaces in which we live as a gift of God, inviting praise and thanksgiving in service of God's shalom. These are the words of Psalm 122. I was glad when they said to me, let us go up to the house of the Lord. Our feet are standing in your gates, O Jerusalem, a city built to unite, to receive all the tribes, to give thanks to the name of the Lord, to pursue the justice of God, to pray for peace, and to bless all with peace and security. For the sake of all, peace be within you. May the house of the Lord our God be good for all. Let's join our hearts together in prayer. God of glory and wonder, God of great wisdom and industry, God whose great care leads us in hospitality for all. Thank you for this day. Thank you for the completion of a good project. Thank you for the architects and engineers, the design of our vision. Thank you for construction workers, their skills, their expertise, their diligence. Thank you for the alert management of Sherry and Paul. Thank you for the many hours of meetings of the building committee and the fundraising committee. Thank you for the care and support of our board. Thank you for the parts large and small that many have offered to bring us here today. Bless us all and bless these spaces. Bless the kitchen appliances and all who prepare sustaining and delicious food. Bless the filling of the tables, that all who come may know the goodness of your hospitality. Bless the mops and the dish rags and all who wield them. Bless breakfast, lunch, and supper. Bless banquets, receptions, concerts, and events. Bless all who plan them. Bless all who participate. May your goodness and joy be unconstrained in our living together. May our life together reflect your greater glory. We pray all this through the creative joy of God, the wondrous love of Jesus Christ, and the living power of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Ed. I believe we're coming to the end of our time together. Fred, did you have anything more that we needed to do?
Nothing formally. I think one of the things that one of the aspects that we weren't able to really show you was our patio, and I'm just going to turn my laptop around this way. You can see the rain out there, so you can perhaps understand why Paul and I are not sitting there right now. But you saw in the video, one of the features of the patio was a chessboard, that a life-size chessboard that we've been using. So that's been an exciting added feature. Again, thank you for coming this afternoon. Just to let you know, we will have the video of this event housed on the website, and you can visit that there after the evening, after the events close here. And if people have some comments or questions that they want to put in the chat, we'll stay here a little while and answer those questions that might come up, or comments that you put in the chat. So again, thank you to everybody that participated this afternoon, and obviously to everybody that was part of our campaign and this building project. It's been lovely to see this all come together, and thanks for celebrating with us this afternoon.
And I'll add my voice to that thanks. So on behalf of everyone here, thanks for joining us. We may start to see students coming in for dinner, but as Fred said, we'll stay online in case there are some questions in the chat. But otherwise, thanks for joining us, and good evening.